details in this sector, but for instance, if you want to issue an annual certificate of conformity to a shrimp farm, or some form of checks and certify kind of operation, that can be done by simply accessing a central service. You don't need to build it. Now that certificate will go on a mobile phone, and your inspector, if there is such, will be able to verify that certificate online or via just scanning QR code. It's all digitally signed, so it's 100% secure. So in that example, when the inspector signs into his or her application, they'll leave their thumbprint or they'll do a facial recognition. So you know the inspector is the inspector. Likewise, if they scan the certificate of the shrimp farmer, they know that's the shrimp farmer, not someone else. And because it's digitally signed, the authenticity of that certificate. These are just examples. There are hundreds of such examples. But what's important to emphasize is that these will be built centrally and available for everyone. So what the systems need to do is to be open, to have APIs which can deal with these central applications and digital public infrastructure. Now, if we multiply this by every single sector, we can see that there will be data. A lot of data will start flowing into the data lake of the digital public infrastructure. We build the cybersecurity to secure it, and then introduce AI tools on top. Again, common AI tools, trilingual included, so that any institution can use those AI tools in any language and provide services to your customers. Your customers could be citizens, they could be businesses, and stakeholders like say farmers, and provide those services. So our objective is being somewhat behind other countries. Unfortunately, Sri Lanka, who had a leadership position, I would say 15 years ago, in digital and in connectivity, etc., Sri Lanka was ahead of the South Asian region. But over the last 10, 15 years, we have gradually receded in our competitiveness. And therefore, now we have to catch up. And in order to catch up, we have to use every single leapfrog opportunity there is. And leapfrog opportunities will come at the point of disruption. So disruption is when there is a technology change or a change in the way things are done, which is radical. And AI is one such radical change. I think you would all agree. AI is almost unbelievable what is possible. And that is a moment of disruption where those of you who play cards, I don't, but those of you who play cards would know that every time you shuffle the deck, it's a point of disruption, right? Because you're back to base. All the players come back to the same table. Globally, AI is a disruption which is impacting the biggest countries and the smallest countries in the same way. And therefore, you have the opportunity to jump or leapfrog if you use those technologies cleverly. But I would also say that digital public infrastructure is also a disruption. And you can see how India used digital public infrastructure, how many African countries are now leaping ahead by using digital public infrastructure. The things that are described, like digital IDs, data exchanges to exchange data, verifiable credentials, digital signatures, digital methods of distributing, for example, subsidies and vouchers. These are easily implementable, not expensive. But by jumping to that, you're riding on a disruption in the technology to jump one step ahead. And that's where I would encourage everyone here to think openly, meaning open your systems, contribute to the middle layer of the digital economy in terms of data, in terms of APIs and so on. Likewise, take in as much as possible. If there are adjacent sectors which give you valuable information, take it. And all this will happen through a digital national national data exchange, which will have within it all the security measures and the consent measures. Consent is very important, and consent measures will ensure that institution to institution, or person to institution, or institution to person, always consent will be obtained before the information is shared. So there's nothing to worry. The engine itself will release the consent request. Just like before you do the banking transaction, you get an OTP. So very similarly, the National Data Exchange will send a request for permission. Important thing is to connect. You connect, you will be looked after, you will have access in and out of multiple facilities. So that's the approach to national digital infrastructure. You have established a pioneering step, and congratulations for that. And very nice to see the collaboration also between the government, bilateral, and also the multilateral contribution, and of course our Sri Lankan talent and team behind this step forward. So I hope I haven't bored you too much. I just want to give you a snapshot of where we are going, and also thanking you and congratulating you, Honorable Minister and Excellency Ambassador and FAO, all have come together. And I would really want to see many more examples of this across multiple sectors, and then our job will be so much easier. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Han, for your valuable insights. Your emphasis on leveraging digital ecosystems and public-private collaboration perfectly aligns with the vision of the SIIS platform as a driver of innovation and transparency in Sri Lanka's aquaculture sector. Also, we would like to share that our next product, Cropix, the integrated agriculture data